Uh... One day I'll figure out a better setup, but you know what? Maybe it's part of my style that I don't care. That was Anvil Backwaters. Anyway, so, I've been having some fun here. And you know, like, I was thinking about not streaming again like I did yesterday, because I was still working on this, but I'm like, whatever, you know, people deserve a little bit. Yeah, well, let's see. Yeah, it's kinda running right now, I should be able to see. So, you can see what I've got now, at least the effect of it. I sound so defeated. Yeah, so, I mean, we'll need to see if I can actually manage to, like, program more of this, while I have, like, the chat debuff. But, also I'm a little late, but, you know, I figured even if I stick around for, like, an hour, I might as well just, like, show up and just talk about some of the challenges I've had. I wish I didn't delete it. I kind of hated it, so I just, like, nuked the entire thing, and I forgot that maybe I should have left, like, some of the prototypes around for people to look at so I could explain them. But, hey, like, at least 2 of those hours are when I left it running and I went to go do something. I've only been here for maybe, like, 4 hours, okay? Yeah, but anyway, so this thing is, like, it's one of those problems where you're caught, and it's like, I knew this was stupid going into it, but it's also the fact of that you just know that it's stupid, and, like, it probably won't even be that good of a solution, but you're committed to how bad it is. So, now, I've just got to go through and see if this actually helps, but the thing is that I went through so many iterations of this in my head that all of them were, like, I'm realizing would be super hard, or, like, super inefficient, or, like, really dumb. So, my first, prototype of this, like I said, I wish I saved it somewhere. Ugh, excuse me, my first prototype of this, I used, multiple buildings and these selector combinators, and I would basically, since you can use a selector combinator to, single out certain signals, I would, like, recursively use the read ingredients, and I would set one recipe, and then by running through the selector combinator, I could eventually, like, recursively search and get down the entire ingredients of one item. And that was what I started out with, but then I realized that that left me with a, like, memory cell full of garbage. And, like, what was I gonna do with that? It was full of, like, everything it took, and that included all the raw materials that I'm not gonna be— yes, it is the applied sunken cost fallacy. So that left me a bunch of, like, dumb stuff. So then I had to move on. Then I was originally thinking I would use, like, stack memory. Well, actually, I guess we'll start with this. Then I moved on to, like, okay, we'll hard-code it. I will have these boxes that when they are below a certain level, like they are right now, they will output that they're below that level, and that will send the desire for this, the contents of this, to be sent in, and so we have this. You can see this is, like, all the stuff that it wants, kind of. It's complicated. Yeah, and so I was thinking that I would have something like this just to begin with. Yeah, it's annoying to manually program all of these with all the stuff that I want just to make one stupid item, but it's not too bad. So I got this far, and then I started implementing a version of stack memory, and the stack memory was based off of my shift registers, and so I started making stack memory because there's so many problems. My chat GPT. I mean, from what I have no doubt that, like, the super expensive models could probably get something functional, but like, this is not something that would really excel at. But, anyway, as I was saying, I tried to implement stack memory that I was thinking that, like, I would have a big stack, and it would push and pop every time it goes into, like, one of these, and I would have, like, a rolling yeah, the chef hat icon. This is for, the recipe book. I finally got this, because now I can keep it pinned open. The important thing was I can keep that pinned open while having another thing, so I can easily go through, like, see what this takes, then do that while setting, memory circuits. So, eventually I was forced to abandon the, stack memory idea, because it was just kind of inefficient and convoluted for what I actually wanted it to do. And the issue with stack memory is that it takes 2 ticks at least to traverse up or down, and actually scheduling it into each assembler was just a pain. Because it was like, because each stack had to basically go to one assembler, but then I would need to, like, then that affected how easy it was to push and pop off the stack. So if I was pushing things on the stack, then I would need to flash that into a memory cell again, and then at that point, why are you even bothering? And it takes time to go up or down the stack, and that means every time it does that, that's time that assemblers aren't working. And so that also doesn't take into consideration that putting into the stack memory made it very difficult for me to try and filter out into medium or otherwise assemblers, because this is the main issue that I'm dealing with, is that these assemblers, like, the large assembler can make almost, like, all the buildings, except for a few. So, you know, like, if you want to make belts, hell yeah, make all the belts you want in a large assembler, but what, you want to make inserters in a large assembler? You're freaking crazy, you're mad. So, this entire thing is the sushi nightmare of trying to make a stupid, like, dynamic sushi belt mall that can make items. Anyway, so, like, I kept wrapping my head around, like, these solutions that would just be, like, so convoluted and so complicated and not even be... It's not a FIFO setup. You're gonna love this. You might... If you look at it, you might see it. But anyway, so I was going through all these horribly complicated ideas, and I was thinking, like, I could spend, like, a week maybe making one of these ideas work, and the thing is that this solution is obviously a piece of crap. Like, using sushi to do this kind of stuff is dumb. Like, so, would I really gain anything by making a super, like, concise, elegant solution to a dumb question? And, like, yeah, the answer is kind of yes, but also no. And so then I tried to scale back from my insane, like, recursive memory, like, jitting whatever it needs and trying to dynamically allocate demand and smart know what I need. And I broke myself down into, I just have a dumb list of everything I need based on these. Just like, if I need this, it needs this. And one important thing to note is that this isn't the all-inclusive list. This is stuff that I just intend to make in the mall. So I'm only putting stuff in here that I intend to make in the mall. Everything else is what I'd classify as a raw ingredient. And raw ingredients can be read from the assemblers themselves. So simply by having these things read, I can output that onto this, and I can know generally, like, everything. I'll multiply this by 10, but, yeah. Anyway, so, the thing is that I settled upon a horrible, but also simple solution that is, like, it's not gonna be great, but it should at least be functional, and hopefully it's a little bit better than, like, just manually setting these like I had before. But, yeah, so we have all of these, these output the contents of their constant combinator if there is a demand in the chest, and since there's nothing in this chest, there is a demand. This outputs all of that into this, and this just waits for a clock cycle, because this whole thing is on a cycle. You can see that every once in a while it repopulates and clears it. This is a cycle that I can change with this. It's not that bad. But, anyway, so this just resets at every cycle, and every time it resets the cycle, it takes this whole thing and pushes it into this, and this just filters it. The important thing is that goes into here, which is a memory cell. And, hold on. I'll, obviously this thing isn't finished yet. Let me go into, whoops, I gotta wait again. I love waiting. Yeah. Why didn't you just build a bot mall? That is the question. Anyway, so, I didn't catch it immediately, but as you can see, I have this memory cell that has eaten this one pulse of data. It's got all those input signals over there. And the important thing is that, this looks really complicated, but basically, what this is doing... He's programming, Can I add a smile? Okay, fine. No more, I'll need to, do I need to? No, it's over there. Fine. Put that there. We'll leave the A. Anyway, so we have this thing, and this eats all of this. So every cycle, it allows all the outputs of this. This is so that this stuff, like, as it dynamically changes, it's only allowing it a snapshot once. Because I don't want just, like, tons of garbage, so every, like, when I actually implement this, it'll probably be every, like, 2 or 3 minutes that it does a cycle, because I don't want to, like, do them too short. But, so let's just say every minute, it takes this and puts it into this memory cell, and this memory cell, this looks complicated, and it a little bit is, but not conceptually. I had a lot of difficulties actually doing it. The important thing is this whole thing right here is purely, it's another clock, but all it does is just vacillate between 0 and 1. So, the only important the only important result of this thing is that it oscillates every other frame. It oscillates every other frame, because the issue was that I need to go through this by subtracting it, but this is getting a bit ahead of myself. So, the point is that I was working really hard trying to imagine how could I make a smart solution, how could I, like, do what I need, and, like, know what I need, and know for a fact that it won't get deadlocked. Because the issue I was having, that if I just took, like, because this is, like, our heap, and we have a set number. This is basically literally the kind of programming that, like, operating systems do, assigning tasks to limited resources. These are basically our threads. And so the thing is that I have this, which can give any number of demands, but I have a limited number of assemblers. And that's the main takeaway, is that I can't just shove all of this into assemblers, because if I only, like, just let this go directly into the assemblers, it would cut off recipes, because it's, they have different hierarchies. So if I, for instance, needed to make, like, those red wires down there, and every single time these assemblers were getting taken up by other recipes, that would never go in. I would never be able to make red wires if I was just taking, like, the top 20 signals or the top 30 signals, and it's just not feasible and expandable for me to just make so many of these, because the problem with sushi is that the longer it gets, the more inefficient it becomes. And so, in order to solve that, I was thinking I would need this really smart allocation system that would, like, know what it needs and have, like, a weighting hierarchy of that, like, okay, we weight, like, raw materials higher than that, and so I was like, oh, that's so painful, but I don't want to overbuild this because it's just going to be trash anyway. And there's, like, even if I make something that can just dynamically do stuff, it's not going to be good. And so I'm like, wait a minute, this is what so many other systems do. Here's what I do. I take this input, and I just use a selector combinator to grab a random output. I don't care if it can actually be made, because on the average, things will eventually be made, and it will probably still be more efficient than the other way. So, that's the important thing. So, what happens is this memory cell has all of its stuff. I'm pointing at the screen as if you can actually see, but this memory cell has all of the stuff in it. Maybe I can pause now. Damn it, I was hoping if I paused you would still have the pop-up over there. But, anyway, I swear one of these, there's some button combination that lets you, do that. Anyway, so the point is that this just randomly takes signals from this bag that was grabbed from here. And the important thing is that when it selects a random signal, that random signal is then put into this arithmetic circuit, or arithmetic combinator, which multiplies it by -1, and then that goes back into the memory cell and deletes it from the memory cell. That's important. That's really important. So that signal, now that it's been passed and chosen at random, it is no longer valid to be chosen from this. So I think I can advance once, you'll probably see it. Boom, you saw one disappear. Let's do one more, yeah. So every 2 ticks, it will do that. Oh god, math, yeah. I mean, could just maintain a stack, that's the thing. I tried that, and it was really annoying, and I decided that whatever, this is stupid. Like, making stack memory in Factorio is a lot more annoying than you think it probably. Like... Anyway, so the point is that this is continually pulling random things, and again, the reason that I needed this, this only allows stuff from the memory cell through every other tick, because if it was every 1 tick, the problem is that if this was allowed to go in every 60th of a second, it didn't have time because it takes 1 tick to traverse through a combinator, it took, by multiplying it by -1, that means it needs to traverse this combinator and then go back in here, and so if it went in every tick, then it would never be able to delete it before it could reach the selector circuit, so you could end up with tons of ghost negatives. So that's the important thing. This is really important just to make that work. So all you need to know is that this takes in things every 30th of a second instead of every 60th of a second. But the important thing is that after it selects this randomly and this deletes it from the memory cell, which was fed once every cycle, every super cycle, I guess, it goes into this memory cell. And this memory cell fills up over time. There's still a lot of additions I need to make to this thing, but I just felt like, you know, like maybe I should explain it. But, yeah, so... No, I have never been to southwest Kansas. Anyway, so, this fills up with random selections from that bag over there. And this is slowly decreasing, this is slowly increasing. And the important thing is that it'll change as it goes, but I have another selector combinator reading the number of signals in here. It's reading the number of signals in here, and let's see here, it gets an outfall, gets a compressor, whoop, and then I kind of missed it by 1 frame, but the important thing is that once it reaches 10, that not only goes over here to flip the reset signal, well technically it's 8, but because of, again, time going through, it takes time for things to go through circuit, so by the time it reaches 8, the reset will hit just in time. That empties this. So now no more things are being read in. Even if this was like 100 billion signals that came in, I don't care. Now that I have 10, that's all I need. Empty all of this. So yes, it works kind of. It has a lot of features I'm yet to add, but this is kind of the shape, and again, this is a really rough thing, and I know it's not super optimal, but this is like a compromise between something I can finish within the month, and something that still, I think, is good enough to maybe maintain the sushi we desire. But, as I was saying, the important thing is that after this reaches 10, so once this is 10, this kicks off. I probably could have done a better job of this. This is probably a little bit bigger. There are a lot more fancy ways that you can do combinators now, so I don't think this whole stack was necessary. This is kind of the old way you do it. But anyway, this, once it reaches 10, it kicks off this latch. So once this reaches 10, it allows this to output 1, and then it has it loops into itself. So this is effectively a constant combinator that is activated when this reaches 10. The important thing is that it needs to be this, because I can't just let 10 be the control signal for later reasons. So all you need to know is that when this reaches 10, it will flick this on, and now this will permanently output a signal of 1. And so this signal of 1 goes in here, and this is just another clock. This just counts up time after time The next one down here is just the when to set the reset signal. Again, I kind of needed to be separate for reasons I've honestly kind of forgotten, but this just resets this whole thing after 300 seconds because since this thing can't turn off ever until it resets, I just need this to kill this process. But the important thing is that this clock, now that we have all of this in memory, this starts counting up. And so we have it 1, 2, 3. We'll get to 3, because that's an important number. So this clock drives this entire thing. I actually put this display panel just so you can see when the recipe clock is ticking. This is separate from this clock. This is the master cycle clock. But really, this is just getting these into assemblers. And so, of course this isn't required for the mod. This is just for the love of sushi, like you said. Anyway, so the thing is that once I have this, I start this rolling, and we want to fill out all of these with recipes that are deemed to be in demand. And we've chosen them at random, so with the hopes that they'll at least, like, on average, be something we can actually make. But the important thing is, I've said that a lot, but this is another selector circuit, selector combinator, and this selects the first item in hierarchy from our newly filled memory cell. And so this, yeah, I probably should have put in like a bunch of descriptions, but anyway, this selects the first one. This is also important because we do this, but this is running off of the clock. It's actually kind of funny. Never mind, I started thinking to myself. Anyway, this is kind of a funny thing I had to do, because, this thing is always, outputting onto this line, and I only want one frame, but the important thing is that this thing is reading the clock, and then every time that this comes across, it outputs into here, and this thing, deletes stuff from this memory cell. So now that this is 3 and this is 3, you can see that this is set up when this equals 4. So, boom, this is 4, and now this is deemed true. So, in one more frame, bam, that's the output signal. This output signal goes into here, and now on the next frame, well, actually 2 frames from now, this will be populated. But I don't want to advance just yet. Yeah, I mean, yes, this I would have gone bots too, but you know, I think this is funny and people like it. Yes, so this also goes in here. This is an important module. So again, this is also now sending this says input that. So now that this has gone in, we want to get rid of this from the memory cell. Since this is feeding into the new memory cell that runs the assembler, we want to say, hey, we've already got this up here, get rid of it here, because otherwise, since this is index 0, all of them would end up filled with just that, and we wouldn't get anywhere. So this thing is getting ready to delete medium tank by multiplying by -1. That will add to the 3 here, and we'll get 0. So that'll just delete it. In, yeah, next frame should get rid of that. And again, the other important thing is, and I'm getting to this part, we're almost there for what I have. We've almost explained everything I have finished. There is one more very important feature to this. And this is that you see this number, or this signal has a value of 3, and that is, I wanted to have the ability to dynamically allocate multiple assemblers, and it's actually extremely clever, if I do say so myself, how I've done this. But you can see that this is inputting, or outputting 3. This not only feeds into the memory cell that will drive the large assembler, but this also goes into this circuit. And the important thing about this circuit is that it reads if anything is greater than 1. So if there is an item that is greater than 1, it's like, okay, we'll put it through here, and then we output the input count, but we also output it again, so it outputs anything, it outputs its input, and it also outputs -1. So the important thing is that, one more tick, boom, it is now 2. And that's because we've output 3 and not -1 on the same output frame, and now it is 2. You can also, see that. So, yeah, I know, it's not the easiest, but... So, the important thing is that, this now is outputting 2, so I have a signal of medium tank 2 feeding into the next memory cell in circuit. Like, see, isn't that impressive? So, it is feeding into the next one in circuit, but not only that, it is feeding into the next one of these in circuit. So, one more frame, that one's populated, this one is received an input of 2, and now it is outputting 1. So, next one in frame, this one fills up, and now this one has just received the final output, because now that it was no longer above 1, it can only go in here. And so, one more frame, boom. And now we have 3 assemblers dynamically allocated to one recipe that I was able to do just by handling the values of things in here. And that's basically the crux of what I wanted to do it, even if it's like random. The one thing I don't like is that by using index 0, I might change this to random. Well, actually no, can I change it to random? Yeah, I think I could change this to random if I wanted to, if it was annoying me, but anyway, because it selects the 0 index, things with values of 2 or greater than 1 are naturally weighted higher on that hierarchy of input signals. You can see it goes from left to right. It's kind of weird how that works, but yeah. The, one important thing to keep in mind is that you probably didn't notice it, but you probably didn't think about it at all, but this one is t equals 8, and this one is t equals 12. And the thing is that we filled all of these assemblers with data that should have gone to other assemblers, and so there is an extra thing that has this, and it detects anything that is greater than 1. We have another thing before the data is sent, and it detects, is there anything greater than 1? If there is, output it onto this line, and then we multiply that by 4, and we feed that into the clock memory cell. So what that effectively does is that even though it was one signal, we need to know that we're skipping 2 extra assemblers. So since we're skipping 2 assemblers, this thing will feed, and it will see that as a value of 2 once everything is done, and that will give out 8. And by giving out 8, since we've consumed 4, we were at cycle 4 to get there, if by doing this we add 8, then we will immediately jump the computer into trying to fill this one. And that's what it's already done, so it should... Yep, then that one's filled up. And there's no more multi ones, so this one should, if I unpause, you can see... Yep, they all fill up, and then once this reaches the end of its cycle, they will all be reset by this master reset switch. Yeah, boom. And then, again, they're all full up. And it just keeps going and going. And that's basically what I've got. So, I don't know, that's kind of just like, I spent 30 minutes explaining this, but, I don't know how much extra I want to program on stream. We can see, this stuff is pointless. This is, the important thing, this is what I'm puzzling out right now. You can also see, I've got kind of this arrangement. This is how I'm probably going to do it. That leaves, ideally, I will use large assemblers if they're available, but unfortunately this means that I do need to deal with some that are medium. How do you handle putting a lot of items into an assembler? Won't it run out of time? I mean, if it shouldn't run out of time too often. I'm basically going to program these to program the master cycle to at least be as long as a, like, full cycle of the belts. will probably end up with like 40 assemblers, maybe more, we'll see. Well, 40 large assemblers, might do a couple of the medium assemblers, but anyway, this is what I've got. This is, compared to my old sushi setup, this is twice as many belts, and because I have switched to using large assemblers where available, that gives me a lot more access to inserters. Obviously, in order to make this run, one disadvantage is that if you're constantly flicking and dynamically changing recipes, you need to empty out the stuff. One thing I could do, and that I've been thinking about, is that I can use the output from this memory cell to run a filter inserter, hold on, like so. And set filters, damn it. Hold on, I can probably just do green. Yeah, boom. Okay, so, yeah, so now I can set a filter that will correspond to only the items being created, and that will kind of help me if I want to like keep this lane, because one issue with sushi is that sometimes you're like hungering for lane space, and so I might be able to keep the outer lane as like these will probably be this way, and I might add more inserters later. But I can hopefully keep the outside lane free for the main output of these items, and the inner lanes, mostly that. I'll probably have that, even though this will still be like a circular sushi thing, it'll go aroundy round. He went mad. Yeah. I mean, even if an item takes itself as an ingredient, I don't think anything is like that in here, but even if it did, it wouldn't be that difficult to deal with. But, you've been added fun, sushi game. Yeah, the solution to early game nickel throughput is just suck it up and make a ton of it. Yeah. There's an education that has shares item with a new recipe being pushed, resulting in a dead select. Yeah, I mean, well, the thing is that, like, I originally was trying to build this, and, you know, like, that's kind of why I spent 2 days off of just, like, hammering out things in my head, and I had far more sophisticated ideas that I just kind of ditched for just how much work and how, like, annoying they were, and probably wouldn't even be that much more efficient over what I have here. What happens is that the assembler stops crafting, and all of its the things that it was crafting, I mean, I could demonstrate, because that's kind of important. Hold on. Let's just do this. Set recipe. And so, I have those 4 gears, whatever. Let's just grab a handful. All the other things that this will take. Yeah, that. You know, whatever. Let's get the point across. Anyway, so this is set recipe. Turn that off. Boom. These are suddenly now in the output, and inserters will automatically grab these, and they can just throw them onto the sushi belt. I don't care. They just throw them onto the sushi belt. That's where, that's where everything goes. Whatever. Work calls, yes. Me too. And so again, this isn't really done yet, because there are multiple modules I still need to add on. But yeah, just amazing what it can be done with flip-flops. I mean, yeah, basically, the important thing about this is that this is actually just extremely simple. This is, like, about as simple as I could imagine making this concept, while still, like, being functional and better than, like, my previous system. But again, there's a couple things I'm missing. This isn't the final shape. I will probably squeeze these together more. This thing, again, you can see, like, these are all items that I will probably grab off of belts. It's fine. You actually understood 100% of it. How am I dealing with fluid inputs? That's the thing. I haven't gotten to that part yet, but I will probably have, a sushi pipe that detects things, because, hold on, I haven't gotten to this part yet. This is another important part. Okay, so, as you know, I've been very angry with Nullius and its constant switching between assembler types. So, I can only make stuff like, inserters in here. and even more than that, hold on, this is another important one, I can only make power switches in here, and these have a fluid input, so that's doubly annoying. So, the thing is that if I just bring everything, all of these signals, and I just let them in here, I will get dead assemblers. That's not happening anymore because I just finished this before I started the stream, but, I love how there's like 1,000 people here listening to just like absolute nonsense. But anyway, I finished this just before the stream. It's actually astonishing how long it took me to think of this, because I was just like racking my brains over how the hell am I going to like filter things, because the idea is that I need to know what is meant for large assemblers and what is meant for medium assemblers. And this is just like a big grab bag list of everything. I will need to hard code it, but the main thing is that I spent so long thinking about how I would do this, and then I realized that I'm really stupid, and it was, like, one of the easiest things in the entire universe. So, on that note, let's see if I can, I'll wait for another cycle, see if I can show it to you. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Boom. Let's reset, and then this activates when t equals 1. T is about to be 1. Boom. T equals 1. Okay, so you can see at this logic circuit has -9, -9 inserter, -9 power switch, -9 heat pipe, and -9 like fabrication tool. Those are all things that need to be made in medium assemblers, and I do not want them going into the large assemblers. And yet I still need them to be, these signals to be part of this whole melange here, or else it won't work. So, the genius solution I have is that I put them in here as a value of -10. Honestly, it should probably be like -99. I might change it later, because, like, what if I want to have a value of 10? But, probably not. Anyway, this goes in here, so now this is allowed through, and we have the very easy thing that each thing that is greater than 0 is output through here, and each thing that is less than 0 is output through here. Isn't that fancy? And then, just boom, like that, I'm getting all of these, you know, -9, -9, -9, and then all I gotta do is add 10 back to it, and boom, we now have those 4 items that were requested in here, that were from, like, this, you know, in their original states. And that's the important thing, that, I thought of ways to, like, do this, but it would only give out 1, but the important thing is that this preserves their original value. So if I have an inserter value of 3, then I can send that to medium assemblers, and have the same, duplicating as before. And, once again, this is, flashed in there, this starts. Isn't that beautiful? Couldn't you input the negatives on a different wire color? I mean, it doesn't really matter. I could, but it doesn't really matter. If there are not that many fluid input recipes, yeah, so, I will probably, take fluids elsewhere. Like, again, I haven't gotten to this part, this is kind of what I was working on. I was originally thinking that I would have something fancy, but I'm pretty sure, what I'm going to end up doing is just making, like, another one of these, this other control thing, just separate. For, you know, like, on that note, let's just, like, move this over here. And align that, just because. So, like, I think I've kind of locked myself into, like, needing to make another one of these just for medium assemblers. I could, in theory, also do one for small assemblers, but I'm starting to think that dealing with small assemblers is so annoying that it's probably not even worth putting onto sushi. So I think I might just limit this sushi to anything that is medium or large assemblers, because that's like the big enough thing. Because the issue with small assemblers that, you know, you might have noticed what I'm planning for here. How many inserters do you think you can really, like, fit on a small assembler? It's not very many, you know? You've only got 2 spaces. And so it's like, if I use, like, all of it, I have, like, the inputs, but, and 1 output, so it's just gross. What if I use barrels for fluids? That would be infinitely worse than what I'm planning. You know, let me just do a quick sanity test. let's see here. I haven't actually tested this, so, set recipe, choose this. Okay, yeah, that's good. The important thing is you can see the fluid demand right there. So, the thing is that, by reading all of this, I will be able to get fluids, and I can just filter fluids off of here. What do you do with the ingredients from the previous item being built? Yeah, put it on the sushi belt. That's the point. This whole thing is beautiful because it just endlessly cycles. Because this stuff will control, like, what happens. And, like, who cares if I overbuild something? Who cares if I put, like, if I get, like, because the important thing is that if I get, like, a triple demand of a certain item, then, like, the items to make it will be triple demanded from the eventual stuff feeding the sushi belt. And again, like, who cares? I don't. Like, then it's just floating around on the belt for the next time something needs that. The only, like, limit is, if my belt, capacity is overdone. And that is a bit of a concern, like, whether or not I have room to, output things, which is kind of why I really want a lot of insert space, because, if you remember from my, first sushi video, like, the main feature of the advanced version was that it has a priority input splitter, so that the outputs were always squeezed in. But not this. I love how I've been yapping for like 45 minutes. But, yeah, so the point is that I was thinking that I'd basically just duplicate this, you know? Oh yeah, one thing I need to add is, yeah, okay, so one important thing I need to add is that, you can see that this was another thing I was gonna do later. This input signal reads the contents of this, and that's when it knows to reset. The downside of that, and you know, this is all the stuff that you, think about. The downside of that is that if for some reason, like, it's probably unlikely, but this number will probably be, like, 40 later on. But, can you imagine, like, if I had, like, all of this stuff, like, there's not 40 signals on here. So, if I don't have enough to actually fill this for it to be satisfied, it won't actually kick off the whole process, because this only kicks off once this has 10 items. But what do I do if there's not 10 items in this memory cell? And so, the important thing is, I mean, of course I've tested everything you see here. You can see that it's doing this. And, the later stuff will work, it's just being annoying. But, so this is what I can do right now. I can make a very simple thing. This will also be this number. Like, part of me wonders if I shouldn't, like, make this, a generic so I can just change it, because this is read by, like, 3 things, but, who cares, hard-code it. Not worth worrying about. Okay, so, let's just do, yeah, I mean, it is a little annoying that I need to, like, change this every time. But, so, input, count inputs, count inputs, number. I always use the number signal for that. So, the important thing is that I can, also take this, because again, if this doesn't actually end up with, like, enough items to fill this bag, this whole thing will break. So this is a failsafe that I can say, we'll probably have a constant combinator here. This is a failsafe that will, be like, if number less than 40, output, man, do I need to, might need to sanitize it, that's annoying. Actually, no, wait, of course, I can output everything. I need to remember I have the new power of these things. I can only output stuff from the green wire, and that's beautiful. So, this thing, this will just be, like, garbage. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, It's just, I don't want to use the letters because I kind of use those for important things. Let's just put the colors in. I just need, like, 40 garbage signals. Then, yeah, let's do the slopes, why not? I know this is gonna annoy some people that I chose the top list. I love all the people asking what this is for. You know what, I'm not telling you. I'm sure someone in chat can figure it out. Yeah, so, this is just a bunch of garbage. I'll need to test this. So, this is all purely garbage. Oh god, what have I done? Oh, duh. That would, explain it. Now I got a bunch of crap in here. Hold on. Wait. There we go, okay. Yeah, it was accidentally less than greater than. So, green wire? Yeah, I think green wire. Yeah, so that ideally, if we have less items, that will just vomit onto, that will just vomit a ton of garbage onto the belt. Or, into the memory cell. And that won't actually be valid to be chosen. This is just the failsafe. And the good thing is that, all of these, I forget what you call them, the just random arbitrary signals. These are weighted behind any recipe signal, so even if these get mixed up in there, it'll be perfectly fine. Wait. Why did that take off? This is the problem, that, when I'm on stream and I gotta think, it, becomes difficult, because now I'm like, wait a minute, I need this to work, but this thing will, activate like that. Because, this will activate whenever this resets, so I actually only need this on a, let's see here. Maybe it would be better if I did this over there. Might need I might need to do timing. No, this is, which one is this from? This is Human Ingenuity from the Infinifactory soundtrack. Yes, release the hums. So, the issue is that this can now output for more than one cycle, and it can, it's constantly vomiting garbage in here. Because, you know what, let's, I think I need... that's the problem. I need more. Why are you out? How are you even... Are you not... Why are you not counting inputs? Oh, wait, that's... Oh, God, Well, that wouldn't work anyway, because, yeah. So... Yeah, the problem is that, this, by detecting less than, it is also, like, always true, so, I need a way to, this is your brain on Zach, like, yeah, I need a way to only pulse this once, and, easiest way to do that is just to borrow this, T signal over here. It's not the worst in the world. need to be... Yeah, so that would... yeah, let's just try the ugly solution. Add condition. And t equals, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and t equals 4. So, thanks for the 20 Canadian dollars. Yes, I've played Caves of Crud. But, never like a ton, but, definitely, you know, I've played it. Okay. Also, by the way, I had to get Code Green to specifically make me these, push buttons that work with Nullius. But anyway, let's make sure this works. So... agree, then you output number 26. And t is equal to 4, and so should, for 1 frame, vomit out blarg, and then no more. Hold on, I can fix that. I hate needing to do this, but it works. -4, t. Okay, that'll work. It's stupid, but it'll work. Next cycle, at least. So, this will still, unfortunately, randomly grab those signals, but this is a failsafe anyway. Like, if it's doing this stuff routinely, like, you got problems. Also, I think this is broken because I got a T signal in there, but nothing that undoing that can't solve. So, anyway, yeah. So, pause, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then 1, 2, 3, we have that. It is under the limit I set. It's 4, it is inputting 4 and number. And, yeah, I don't think I could link those, that would cause problems. Actually, is there an issue that these are receiving? Yeah, I need... Can I put it on red? Oh, of course I can. What am I, stupid? Of course I can put it on red. That's better anyway. Outputs. Yeah, okay, that should be fine. It shouldn't memory cell that stuff. Anyway, now that I've done that, the issue was that, I didn't want T to interfere, and I also had that vomit. You wish you could watch these more live? Yeah, I mean, this is not, like, the best live viewing, which is why I was considering not doing it all. But I figured I took 2 days off, so I gotta give people some sort of, thing. Anyway, boom. Okay. Now, yes, that... Why? Of course. Duh. Now I have -4 there as well. Now that's broken again. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. We'll just wait for another cycle, because now that this was on the red thing, I had that only pulling from that side. On the red side, output only green. Whoops, I gave that too much, but the important thing is that you can see a bunch of vomit on there, and so now, if we unpause, we should see this. Yeah, it fills up with vomit, but the vomit is naturally cleaned away anyway, and it does not populate any of these, and so, like, ideally, like, if it's just, like, tons of vomit, I might need to fine-tune this, but this is just important as the, failsafe. I mean, obviously, it shouldn't be, that high anyway. I can send this back down to 10, because that's what everything else is, but only in instances where it doesn't have enough. If I wanted to be very, like, if I wanted to be very clean with this and a better solution, I would make it only output as many signals as it needs to fill in the missing ones, but, yeah. No, that's not my stack operation. I gave up on the stack memory. This is, amazingly beautiful concurrent like, just... I don't even know what you'd call this sort of thing, stupid. Yeah, so, there's that. This will all connect later. So... This is me just, I gotta do some sanity testing. Let's see. I think 6 will be enough. Okay. 5, 6. Come on. Add some blinking lights. Maybe. Okay, so gotta mimic what I got here. Goes in there, there. Should be, yeah. Okay. Okay, yep. Okay, all the memory cells are in. Unfortunately, I need to redo this wiring. Yep. Okay, that's all the stuff I need from the assemblers. And all of these output into each other. Not sure why I'm doing all of this at once. Then these need to output into each other because this is the master reset signal to reset all of the recipes. So this all needs to be wired together. This can also be wired into that. Similar with this, that is also wired into that. Now both red and green, because green is the clock, red is the... Yeah, I mean, one of these days I've been thinking about, like, I don't think Verilog to Factorio is up to date anymore. Hell no, this doesn't support quality. First off, gross. Second off, this is Nullius and there isn't quality. There's no quality in Nullius. But anyway, so I got this whole piece of garbage. I need to just get rid of all this. Loads of garbage. Will this be faster? No, no. What do you think this is? You think we make more efficient, stupid solutions? No. We make horrible, horrible abominations. Okay, let's just, Okay, it is red wire, just making sure. Fortunately, that doesn't reach there, so... How about now? Perfect. Okay, wait. Bleh. I hate that. Actually, maybe it needs it because it goes through one more combinator. I hope you appreciate not being able to understand what's going on in my brain as I do this. Brain? Yeah, it is time division. It's all stuff, you know, more time division multiplexing, my favorite. You know, it's not the best form of scheduling, but it gets the job done. Okay, you eat T, 0, output T. I think that'll be fine. It doesn't matter. Okay. And, as with that, it is a red wire over here, into there. Okay. Now I need to see if this actually functions. Okay. Boom. 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 Let me see my, outputs of that. Output signals. Output signals go in there. And also, I want to see that. Boom. And, you are also crapping out your contents. Yep. Okay, now you are set to that, and you're grabbing a bunch of garbage as well, but who cares? Again, it doesn't matter if it grabs the, things. Okay, we only got 2 out of the 4 things we wanted, but that's fine, because this is just a conceptual test anyway. Whoops, I forgot to actually plug this in. I'm sure it's fine. Yeah, oh yeah, I forgot to actually do the, Computer science magic. Factorio 5G. Sometimes I wonder if, like, people's phones autocorrect to Josh, or if it's just like a meme at this point. Oh my good lord, my brain hurts from looking at it. And, like, would you believe that this is what I considered, like, the easy solution? Like, the hard solutions were way worse. Okay, 4. I generally want to resolve left to right because of the way that this works, that higher tiers are selected before, so generally that means that a lower tier building will... Yeah, will, hold on, my brain stopped working. Anyway, a higher tier building will generally be put into a position before the thing that might actually use it. Unfortunately, the multiple ones break that a little bit. That's why I was considering maybe changing this to random. We'll see. Yes, this is all for sushi. It's beautiful. When I watch your videos, there's so many things going on at such a pace that I often need to pause and rewatch, otherwise my mind often wanders elsewhere and it's like I misread a book paragraph. That's funny, because I watch my videos at 2 times speed. And I know a lot of people who do too. Honestly, this will be great to rewatch. Yeah, it'll also be great when you don't need to watch it, and it's instead in the form of a real video. But, so... Okay, I think this is enough. Let's... Can I reach over here? Does it even matter? I don't think it does. Yeah, I don't think it actually matters where I put this in. All that matters is that I do this. I gotta do this by hand. This sucks, but it's what you gotta do. There's gonna be a lot of, fed artisanal circuits in here. 24, right? And 28. Yeah, because we got 6 of them. Yep, 6. Okay. And so the important thing to remember is that this now resolves in a similar fashion. You know what? Why don't I just frickin' copy this? What am I, stupid? What the hell happened? Oh, right, because they're 1 apart. That's annoying. Okay, so, but instead I can do this. I need to redo the T's again, but whatever. It saves me effort. £9.99. I hope you'll keep streaming. 1 to 2 hour videos are definitely too short for your content. I made you a song to Dosh files. Yeah. Okay, I gotta redo this. 8. 12. Oh god, I just joined. What am I witnessing? Beauty in the making. Perfection. Wait. I think I missed one. It's 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24. Yeah, okay. Okay, so... in theory, when I step through this... this will get loaded. Yay. Yeah, so, now I got stupid those assemblers. Yeah, I might need to, think if there's a way to, like, better do this. It is a bit of a jank solution to how I'm doing it, just to fill the bag with nonsense. But, I guess it would be nice if I could filter it out, but too much... Yes, assembler T, we set compare. Yeah, I thought about that. But, I wanted to, like, because this is per assembler, I wanted to massively, reduce the number of assembler, or combinators you actually needed. Like, I wish I could have gotten it down more, but this one's necessary, but I've pulled, like, a lot in here. But, anyway, the point is that, let's see, it should resolve in much the same way. And... reset. Okay, then it's up there, and we got medium assembler recipes over here, and large assembler recipes over here. Isn't that beautiful? Again, I would really like if I had a better way to do this, but I will need to think about that. Yes. Whoa, finally got the inserter. Yep. Yeah, it'll probably need a really dumb sushi pipe. Because, like, hold on. Yeah, fluids. Fluids. It's a shame I need a whole other one of these. But there's worse things in the world. I could, in theory, divide this further using the same trick and get also small assembler recipes, but... Yeah, the soup pipe or the smoothie pipe. The pipe input will always be down. There are some that require 2, because they hate you, but I'm probably will just say, no, those are not getting made in the mall. If it requires 2 fluid inputs, whatever, I'll make it special somewhere else. What's my favorite radioactive element? I don't know, I kind of like just the concept of thorium, but I'm tempted to say cesium, because I'm pretty sure that's the one that, like, drifted all over the continental United States and gave, like, a bunch of people cancer after they, tested, like, nukes all over America. Just make 2 sushi pipes. Yeah, cesium-14, is that what it was? It rained down from the clouds, or... oh, cobalt-60? Was it cobalt-60, or, yeah... I mean, I guess cobalt... Isn't that the one that they use for, like, medical imaging? Yeah, cesium-137, okay. I'm pretty sure that's the one that, like, caused a lot of problems by raining down after the nukes test, because they're like, oh, these elements are fine, but then it, like, decayed into that, and then just drifted off into the atmosphere, and, like, they tested in, like, El Paso or something, or, like, Nevada. Yeah, they tested in Nevada, and it went up into the atmosphere and blew all the way into, like, Wisconsin and stuff, and then it finally just came back down. It gave everyone radiation. Yes, plutonium. I love how people talk about the demon core as if that one's any more demonic than the one that they actually dropped inside of a bomb that killed people, but I guess it's a bit of a different story, you know? It's more of a, like, what is it, 1 million people is the statistic, like, 2 random scientists randomly dying, that's whoa, that's spooky. Yeah. You know what, hold on. I will be back to do, like, mostly nothing. But, you know, since there's nothing interesting going on here. Alright, I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. Take a sippy if you're dyslexic. Will you ever play Evorion? I've never heard of it. So, maybe. Pississippi. So I'm actually thinking maybe I have enough to start, like, making a working prototype of the actual belt system. I mean, that's the annoying part. That is the annoying part. Because there is only one major module that this is lacking now, after that, and the major thing that this is missing is that I want to read the belts, and, like, just these. I want to read all of the belts, and if there is an excess of an item like this, I want to prevent it from being sent into the data. So this is, like, probably the most important feature, because a lot of my stuff is, like, who cares? Stuff will just float around in the ether, and it'll be fine. But it'll be really bad if I just continually send requests for, like, items that are already just floating around on the belt. So, like, for instance, you know, if we have, like, Pump 2s, Pump 2, you know, if we have, like, a 50 of those on the belt, I don't want the Pump 2 recipe to be able to get in here if we already have tons of it. Make the belts top and bottom. I mean, I kind of do. It's within reason, because this... I wish I could do it all with large assemblers, because, again, they have access to way more inserters, and I will need... I might end up turning some of these around, just depending on how quickly I need to end up emptying these things. But... this is already, like, 4 lanes of sushi. Like, I could, in theory, get more, like... But only for the large assemblers, which is kind of the problem. Like, you know, I'm pretty sure, you know, let's see. Let me just sanity test this real quick. So, We got our usual. That. Actually. You're that. Okay, that's 4. Yeah, so I could do this if I wanted even more lands of sushi. What do you think? That'll work with the 3 wides as well. So maybe I should do that. So that'll give me 5 lanes of sushi. Then hey, that's also I guess I need that space anyway for these power poles. Now those can fit in right there. I actually do need that, at least until better power poles. Funny. I can weave a yellow belt in for 6 lanes. I mean, again, I need, I think this is about, like, I think this is the limit of reason. I might actually, now that you mention it, just for, like, pure memes. So this is the fear that, like, man, it's a lot of red belts. Should be fine. This is something far beyond cargo wagon sushi. Let me tell you. I know the people love the cargo wagon sushi, but, it's out of this league. So I got that. This is to go even further beyond. Whoops, I, messed up. Let's take this in. Do that. Oh. Donate $20 for that yellow belt. I don't know. I think, having that kind of mess. It's terrifying. I might... Actually, if I want to do that, I might need these power pole 3s. It is within my ability to make, just not at the moment. Yeah, so, then, you know, like, if I've got all this extra space up here, maybe I should just, you know, like, what if I made another sushi belt? I don't know. The problem is that if I keep doing this, it becomes more difficult to, take off. That's why I'm thinking about, using this to, hold on. Use filters, set filters, blacklist, so I can do this, and then I can set all the other filters to not pull out the actual thing, and so that could allow me to, let them... Because, like, I do want the products to, like, mainly stick on this outer belt. Just because it would be easier, because, one thing that I haven't really expressed that is annoying is that it's all fine and good to have 6 lanes of sushi, but because the way this thing works is putting them in chests, it becomes a little tricky if I have, like, 6 lanes, because it's like, how are you gonna, like, if you have one chest, How are you going to get all these 5 lanes in here? So ideally, I will have the 1 lane that mainly deals with all the products, and those will all swing by. But also, yeah. Opinion on the periodic table. That's great. Today's stream goal, I have no goal. It's just me, like, doing a little bit of work because I felt bad for not streaming 2 days in a row and leaving people in the dark, even though I said I would stream yesterday. Is the reset timer long enough? Not at the moment, but this is for testing purposes. It's, you know, it's freaking 10 seconds or whatever. It's like, the real timer will probably be like 2 minutes, or I will probably stand on the outer belt, the outmost belt, and then just, like, hold on, turn off those exoskeleton legs. I will probably stand here, and however long it takes for me to go all the way around is how long it will make each cycle. That's probably a good heuristic. If it's bad, a lot of this stuff is adjustable. Like, that's the main thing, that, if I start realizing that, like, wow, I need a ton of pump 1s, I can change this to a 2, and then suddenly, you know, that is higher priority, then we get way more on pump 1s, and then not only that, by the simple fact of having 3 assemblers set to pump 1s, the output of this, hold on, I need to put it on a thing, hold on, the output of this gets more, and so you can see that once I multiply that by 10 and control a lot of stuff, there are a handful of things that I am making a thing. Yes, I will upload this as an edited series. Yeah, seeing how this is how the sausage is made, people. You get this horrendous design. And again, like, I could fathom how to make this even smarter, because, again, the issue is that, with this random, is that, like, random will eventually make what I want, but, the full cycle just be like, no, there's no way that the longest crafting speed is sufficient. These things, like, then, like, first off, there is an overhead for swapping the recipes. It's about, like, right now, probably 10 seconds at the full size, because each one of these needs, 4, I think I determined that each one needs 4 cycles to, like, fully go. Actually, I never actually tested that. Maybe you could do it in 3, but anyway, there is an overhead, so I don't want to keep swapping them. And also, it takes time for sushi items to go around. Like in this horrible world of the sushi bus, like, what if the item I need is here, and the assembler that needs it is here? I can't just go swapping. It needs some time to go around. But yeah. But, anyway, as I was saying, like, the main downfall of this is that, due to its random nature, it can get something like a Distillery 2, and simultaneously also not take in, like, wait, I think coolers are also made in hold on. And simultaneously not also request, like, the things that actually make it. So that is an issue, and that is the main issue, actually, and I'm just praying that this is still crap, but hopefully just functional enough to make it work. There it is. Okay. Cooler should be able to go over here. I'm pretty sure that was made in a medium assembler. Yep, there it is. Boom. And it takes that stupid refrigerant, but whatever. This build scares me. No, it can't randomly break. It can just suck. Like, it should be pretty, like, break-proof, but it does have some very bad worst cases. Like, ideally, I have enough assemblers that it mostly can eat that. But right now, it's only set to, like, 10, so, like, and also, you know, if I have that, so, like, I think I'm gonna go with, like, 40 of these, and maybe, like, I don't know, a couple of those. So this is, like, 5 more of those. It for sure sucks. Yeah, I mean, like, this... People gotta understand, like, when you come to a Dosh video or a Dosh stream, you were looking for advanced sucks. You were looking for, like, the kind of sucks that makes a tier crawl from your eye, and you just, like, stand up and start applauding. That's the kind of sucks that I'm after. Just the sheer disbelief that someone would go through all the effort to make such a stupid solution, but it actually kind of works. Premium suck. Yeah. So, anyway, I'm gonna save just in case. Suck plus plus. Yeah, so... That's why I watch. Dosh sucks is an integer underflow. That's the nicest thing anyone has ever said to me. Don't you hate when you almost run out of a beverage? Beverage? Why aren't we pushing to production? We're close. Like I said, there's one module left. I think I just need to, like, nut up and actually go and build it. Oh, yeah. I'm thinking... Because I do want to rearrange these to be a little bit more, like, fine. Like, the problem is these dumb things exist. So the small ones, I can't smash them together as much. Because I would love to put these all in line. Just one line for each, which is totally feasible. Maybe I should just do that. Favorite enhanced beverage? I usually drink Moscow Mules. That's my go-to. If I'm ever in a place and people demand I drink alcohol, I just ask for Moscow Mule. I'm drinking tea. It's where I get my power from. I drink like 4 cups of tea a day. And it's better than coffee, because you don't need to feel so bad about it. Tea. The problem is, hold on. The problem is if I do this, like, it just becomes a big mess. But maybe I don't care. Can you... I don't suppose you can do a... No. I was wondering if you could do a, like, cut on a deconstruction planner, but not sure you can. You can't, like, place that in there, so... You know what, I probably should, like, do this anyway. This will require me to, let's see. Just add description. Reads the ingredients and outputs onto the same master line. Okay. The memory cell that feeds the assembler its every time I, like, type recipe without thinking about it, I get it right. Recursive blueprints. Maybe one day. Documentation is reset by the main board. The R symbol, yes. Oh snap, we got some last call BBS. Okay, add descriptions. Chains together recipes by feeding any item with a value over 1 into the next assembler in series. Should be connected to the memory cell and output output of the time division system. Yeah, you know, so if I'm gonna be copying all of these and doing it into the final thing, I might as well do this. The time division t-plexer waits for its cycle and only on its cycle. God, I can't type. Does it actually let the single recipe through? Yes. Documentation is for losers. I think maybe I should do this. Maybe that. And that. Looks horrendous, but... Copy that, bring that back down to 8, well, it doesn't matter. Wait, is that the... Okay, yeah, that's the memory cell. Gotta remember, that's the memory cell. This is the output. Is it better to have it like that, or what? I mean, this is kind of why I separated them, so they're not, like, incomprehensible garbage. But... this highly affects the final form of the build. But, anyway... You know what? I'll do what I did before, and just make another copy of this, just in case. You never know when you'll break something. Why do I need so many logic stuff? Well, I'm sure there'll be a VOD you can watch. Double rows, please. I could... Nah, that's stupid. Also, need more black concrete. So, in theory, all I gotta do is, like, copy those, but... Let's see... Those... We have that and that. Well, probably because this thing's messed up. I'm just turning this off. Name of game. First off, isn't it in the description? Also, I can't remember if picker dollies are still in the game. Those would be kind of convenient right now. Are you winning, son? Yep. You know what? I've decided arbitrarily that, that's the problem. Unfortunately, you can't, rotate them. So, I'm gonna do this, because they're simple. It's the other Turbo Lance version, or... Yeah, I was wondering about picker dollies, if I should get those again. Yeah, so, like, I was thinking maybe I should probably separate these like that. I think that's a lot more comprehensible, right? Like, if you saw that, you could maybe understand it. Is this the Dark Souls of factory builders? Yes. That's exactly how you should put Factorio. It's mods, at least. Pick a number between 5 and 30. 5. Yes. Okay, so there's my sorta thing. Let's just take this. Slam that down. Just for that. I don't actually need this. It's fine. You see, I'm one of those humans that knows the average that humans choose, and I intentionally choose the things that most humans don't choose. I am that contrarian. Another ring of random pipes. This isn't the main base, but fine. Good number. Whoa, $5. Heh heh heh. Hey. Probably best for you. I'm feeling artistic today. Aw. How do you like that? Oh yeah. Now that is art. Would you put this in your house? Or would you, like, look at it at an art installation? I would. What did he mean by this? Dark, twisted mind. Wait. So, yes. I do need to decide if I actually want to do, like, 6 lanes of sushi. Maybe... because I do need room for stupid power poles. Yeah... do like there being... It's kind of funny, just like deciding on the actual shape of this is about as daunting as like the design itself. But I can't really move on to the next part of the design until I have like belts I can actually read from, so might as well just like go whole hog. Good lord, what depravity is going on in here? Beautiful things. Like, it looks complicated, but it's not. Is doing sushi circuits better than an office job, in your opinion? Honestly, you know, it kind of depends on the office job. I would rank this one pretty in the middle. So, yeah. Let's put that there. You know what? Unfortunately, I don't have lamp 2s, so I've got to stick with lamp 1s. Needs more belt lanes. There's more stuff to build. Also... damn. Maybe I should move these one more further back. Like, Is that too rough? Like, this giant beacon. So, I'm just conflicted. Actually, probably better if I do this. Actually, put these in half-Z positions. I think that helps illustrate. Big mess. Well, the beacon helps by making as much as possible, so it might be useful. I mean, like, I don't want to... It's probably good to, like, plan around it. But hey, I got these smaller beacons that I could place down. Why am I using Automation Machine 2 instead of 3? Because this is intended to go into a build that does not have Automation Machine 2s, or 3s. Yeah, Left inserter not connected by green wire. Well, that's not a part of the, repeating pattern anyway. Yeah, the 4x4 assembler, that's part of the headache of making this terrible design. Yeah, I can use so many big beacons. I think I should just live with the, that, but... Fluid inputs. Those are annoying. So the only thing that really takes a fluid input... The only thing that really takes a fluid input that I could conceivably use in large assemblers is, like, belt 2s. I'm pretty sure there's, like... I don't think I've seen, like, any other, like, real large assembler recipe. I guess I have cargo wagon 1s, that's something. I guess what I'm getting at is that, like, I'm pretty sure all of the large assembler recipes, like, the only thing they take is lubricant, so I might not even need to bother. Because, like, all this stuff, I mean, like, there might be some things, but hold on, it's probably easier if I look through here, but... Yeah, you don't take fluid or anything, no fluids here, no fluids there, you got those stupid, like... I hate I'm gonna say it, like, as much as I love aspects of Nullius, I hate the dumb box mechanic. It's just, like, it's just so silly to me that you have this just to justify a lot of your bullcrap. Yeah, then there's, like, special boxed, like, recipes that you can do. Like, you can build things as they're boxed for more throughput. It's just kind of dumb. And, like, a waste of effort, and I feel bad for whoever, like, had to go through all of these recipes and put them in front of a box. Like, I hope they at least automated something that did this. Otherwise, my god. But, yeah, so... Get this out of here. Yeah, so... I'm just... I know I'm in front of a, like, audience, and I hope they can at least be entertained by my own indecision, but I just can't decide if I want to do another lane. He nullies us. Yeah, that looks fine to me. Oh god. Toss a coin. God. Just one more lane, bro. I mean, the problem is that, like, the extra lane, like, wouldn't play as nicely with, like, the medium assemblers. Just one more lane. I guess that does get us up to an even 6, I suppose. Take your time, consider carefully. For $5. Yeah. So, if I do that, I can put that there now. I guess that helps. Would I do this? Probably. The hell? Why is this like... Why is this like bent? Why is it bent? Guys, my inserter's bent. What do I do? Nullius sweep is... It's a sweep. It's taken over the board. Everything's up Nullius, you know? It's winning. Big. So, okay, now they aren't bent. If I do that, then they're unbent. That's so weird. This is so weird. Oh. Well, okay, I've been convinced to make another lane of sushi. I'm sure it'll be worth it. Okay. Now we do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What the hell is going on with the... Where am I... Okay. Guess I'll start over. 1, 2... Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's 21 somehow. Oh, right, this is a dump. That doesn't count. Okay. There is my horrendous first little bit of sushi. I can, if I want to, I can still fit this in. Okay, well, I can fit the small beacon in. No, not. I could, but I'd forsake, you know, for some reason I thought the small beacons would be like 2x2, but I got used to the large assemblers, and now it looks like normal. Just one more lane, bro, I swear. Oh god, that's already 80 undergrounds. That's gonna be fun. The mod's named it auto places underground belts. You mean like the base game? Like that? It just does that, man. Can't wait for Nullius belt automation. Yeah. It's like, don't even, like, don't talk to me or my son or my wife's son ever again. Okay, let's see here. Do I do it even or schmeven? Yeah, Problem is that it suddenly makes these, like, on the other side. Maybe I could just, maybe I'll just, like, nudge these over by one. Like, they're mirrored, but at least they're in the same lane. You just jumped in to say hello. Wondering where are your viewers from, at least according to statistics. Like, 37% are from America, and then, like, literally 10% are from Germany, and then the next one down after that is, like, the United Kingdom, and then it is just kind of a bunch of random ones. Yeah. I can't remember them. All of them. You beat Marrow! Congratulations. Now that's an achievement. Okay. I don't know. I need to check to see my Brazilian viewership. Maybe I can do this. Yeah. That's better. That leaves that built. How many is a bazillion? So many Brazilians. The last and final moment is right. Finland? Yeah, I got a couple of Finns. Like maybe 2% Finnish. What are all those combinators for? Well, I'm sure someone else can fill you in. What's the most surprising country that's shown up for you? Well, I need to, like, go all the way down. Maybe, like, one person from, like, the Christmas Isles or whatever it's called. Hi from Ukraine. Vlad Vakululendo. I love butchering people's names. It's my right. Lapland. No, not Lapland. Maybe one person will get that reference. Good day from Germany. I think it's night in Germany, actually. Malice from East Carolina. Sounds about right. So, this is my absolutely horrendous build. So infuriating, so confusing, so confounding. Help me, Opus Magnum music. Add another lane. No, we're not adding more lanes. I can't remember which song on the Ziltoid album where Devin Towns is like, so confusing, so confounding. Who's a lane? Yeah, okay, so I should probably mention what it actually is that is screwing me up. So, I have, like, this, and like, I'll probably end up with something looking like this. I wish I could sing as good as Devin Townsend. I cannot do, like, fry screams at all. Serially. Okay, so, I guess point is that, like, I am ostensibly gonna be doing something like this, but you understand the issue is that, I mean, yeah, there needs to be belt balancing, but we'll do that over here. Like, the inputs will go in on this side will be for, like, yoinking things. Actually, now that I think about it, terrible. Catch me, find me, dry my tears. Yes. You see the issue, we are losing him. The issue is that if I grab them from here, like this is going brrr, like this, and like, maybe I don't. Maybe I don't. Yeah, sanity, all-time low. Like, do not cash into your sanity stocks. Okay, so, again, the problem is that, like, this is over here, and because, like, I can only output, like, I do not want to somehow have a horrendous amalgamation. Many angry Dosh noises. Yep. I'm discombobulating live on stream. So, again, the issue is that, like, I do not have the resources to, nor the desire to take all 5 of the, or 6 of these lanes and manage to put them in here. So I have kind of, I've kind of done this, where I'm gonna try and filter it, and that only the actual product of this can be crapped out onto the belt. And so, like, do I make this 6th lane, do I make this one, like, only for outputs? The problem is that, like, it feels to me that I'm outputting a lot of garbage. So, like, at some point, I want to balance the output of this onto other belts. And that's the problem. So, I feel as though I can't just do that. But again, that gives me the problem that this would need to make a whole revolution all the way around here before it can get grabbed in here if I want to actually put it into storage. Reverse the polarity. Absolutely. A splitter with circuits that feeds into the output chest. I mean, so the thing that I'm trying to avoid is the need to dynamically program something that can just, like, yoink whatever I need off of, like, all of these belts. Like, maybe. Yeah. So that's kind of the thing. And so the thing is, I actually do want some end products on the belts. Like, I'll probably only put some stuff in here, because there is the other problem with this, is that, like, this setup I have is all fine and good for, like, it's all fine and good for, like, some of this other stuff, but if I have, like, a nano fabricator that I want to add, let's get this in here, this takes all of this stuff, and if I decompose every single one of these into this, constant combinator, I'll have, like, 80, different things I need to make. And, like, maybe it's fine to do that, but again, this has a limited capacity of 40, so that's an issue. But, so, like, there might be things where I just want to keep, like, always 5 chemical plant 2s on the belt just because. Yeah. Random selection, I mean, that's literally what I'm doing. Like, that's what I'm doing. Yeah. Generally load more than the exact number of inputs. Yeah, it shouldn't be too bad, but yeah. Dropped into checkout, the run immediately got scared. Yep. Yep. How many undergrounds is this, anyway? 162. I mean, I guess it's not the worst in the world. Will you send the blueprint afterwards? I mean, maybe, if people actually want it. This thing is so specific and so stupid, I can't imagine anyone, like, this is basically a challenge at this point. Isn't this solvable with just Logibots? Someone show them to the door. Yeah, will the mall hold the belts if belts get upgraded? Yeah, I might do belts here. We'll see. Yeah, nanofab. I mean, how do I scale that up this horrible, laughable abomination? But I'm just unsure. Like, I mean, I guess it wouldn't be too difficult to keep a list of, like, actual things I want. I do kind of have a blueprint book with all of some of my greatest blueprints. But, I lost a lot of them in the Great Library of Alexandria fire. I mean, this will eat up some UPS with all the circuits, but not nearly as much. Yeah, so it's just like... Because, again, the issue is that if I allow this belt to go all the way around, I will need to balance it. I mean, I haven't built it yet, maybe I should. This ain't your granny's bot mall. Thank you. Alright, who wants to bet? Can I go piss before I make it all the way around this belt? Let's find out. Damn it. Knock that can over. It's a good thing I drank it all. Was I even close? Not even close, huh? Damn. Did I wash my hands? Of course I did. By 10 seconds. God, I gotta up my piss game. The problem is that the bathroom is pretty far away. Okay. So, one thing I could do is I could forsake this entirely being one of the sushi lanes, and this be dedicated like that. And so, instead, it's something like this. But then the issue is that, like, then how do I feed it back in? Yeah. it's like, not everything that these make wants to end up in these boxes. Like, these will only be for, like, useful things. So it's like, once I have electrolyzer 1s, or 2s, for example, like, I don't care about electrolyzer 1s. So, like, but that's still something that will be output from this. So, like, the output belt is extremely important. So I can't just, like, monkey around with it too much, but... I mean, alternate solution is I, like, just put this over here. I mean, that'll work, probably. But... But this side will already be kind of, like, taking up a lot of room just because of, yeah. Well, the thing is that I can't use filters because, I mean, I could, but it would be annoying. Sunken cost fallacy, yep. So this is you getting to, let me just look at this for a second. It does not matter if I overproduce. Like, that is the intended goal, honestly. Just this horrible crap. Yes, I can't move on until I figure out what I want to do. Well, yeah, everything, that's the point. Everything should go on the sushi belt, but there are things that I want to take off. But if I place it here, which is the most convenient, the stuff that makes it over here, if it's something that I want, it will end up getting balanced over here, which is yet to be built yet, but it'll end up getting balanced onto the other belts. How do I solve the issue? Like this. I just duplicated the thing that handles it. It's complicated. Yeah, so the thing is that, and if these products get balanced, then suddenly they're, like, out of reach, because I don't want more than one assembler dedicated to this stuff. It's a pain. 2 categories of items. I mean, anything that requires, like, specific item programming should be kept to a minimum, because look at this crap. Like, come on. Have chests spread out around the belts and hooked up with certain logic you need. When her arms picks that up and then take it off. I mean, kind of, but yes, but no. Pull the output lane in the middle and then route it in through the sushi loop. Yeah. No. Yes, this is decision paralysis. This is usually what I edit out of the videos. Like, the time that I spend 30 minutes just looking at something. How long has a sushi mall taken now? I don't know. 7 hours. It's gonna be worth it, trust me. Just... Oh, God. Maybe I should just put it over here, just acquiesce. Hey, maybe I should, No, then we'll have the same problem over again. Do I feel myself age when I do these things? These things specifically, a little bit, yes. Just balance everything, that's the idea. But again, I need the actual outputs I want to be on the same belt. That's the problem. And so, like, I should probably just get over it and just, like, build it all over here. Because, like, also, like, don't forget that, like, loading this belt is going to be a major pain. But, Poor table. My table is fine, don't worry about it. I've got so much random crap on my desk. Honey, what's wrong? I actually do have a slinky. That wasn't a slinky, though. This is. I also have some Carmex. Let me put on some Carmex. All this rage is chapping my lips. Carmex. Ah, the tungsten cube. Like, why is this harder than, like, building half of this crap? Just deciding on how to do it. Actually, like... Does it actually need to be, like... Okay. Do it like this. Like... It's gonna be horrendous to redo, but... Yeah, like, what if we do it like this? When Dyson Sphere program video coming? I don't know when it happens. Okay. So... And I do this. I do that. Okay. Maybe that'll work. And it'll be a little rough, but it'll be a little uglier than I like where it needs to, like, feed in, but I might just make this, one thing, just, like, vomit into, the balancer. Spend all day in the lab. Yes, eventually is the key. Well, I want this to be a little bit better than eventually, but... Like, we'll need to see. This might be an amazing design. It might be a total piece of trash, but... I want it. Okay, so at least now I can move on to this, maybe. Get out of here. Just, now let's go back over here, just so I don't mess with anything. Okay, so, gotta do this, unfortunately. Yeah, the thing I don't like about that, like this, with such a wide assembler, I have the ability to drop off on multiple lanes, but this one, not so much. When will you get back to the actual game? When this is done. We get there when we get there. So... let's go into that way. This one's going that way, just because. That. And then I'll grab from 4, then I can also do this. That'll leave me room for my power pole. And my lamp. Can we get McDonald's? No! Silly billies. Okay, so if our output belt is our desired exit point... Maybe I hate needing to plan around this, maybe. Maybe I can just allow myself to put one of these out here. It's fine. So, this will continue to be that. I mean, again, the fear is that, like, I might need to rotate a lot of these inserters to, like, It's not actually working. This needs to go there. Okay, now that's actually how it should be. Yeah, so I might need to, like, rotate some of these inserters. The problem with the medium assemblers and why I'm not even bothering with anything that goes in a small assembler is that because, like, unlike those, these have an extra width, so I can output some of these back onto the middle belts, but not these. So, anything in a medium assembler is just kinda suck. It's actually to the point that maybe, maybe that's so bad, like, I hate to do it, but is that so terrible that, like, I should do this just so they can, like, get off somewhere? Like, I hate to do it, but it might be necessary just because I do not have, like... because the issue is that these can't crap out their stuff in a way that the others can grab them. In fact, I should probably get rid of these. And just stick to that, and so only these can do that. Joshua, what have you done? Actually, what if I do something like this, you see, there's a slight amount of space that I have to put a power pole. And, like, it's horrible because it doesn't reach both sides, but let's see. If I repeat this pattern, is that enough? Yeah, I really hate that, but it might be necessary. Yeah, and that gives me access to the ability to do this. I just realized just how many inserters this is. It's 422. That's gonna take so long to make. Oh, God. Yeah, but that is important. That can be grabbed by, you know, like this. And so being able to output on the same lane is another thing is inserting from. Very useful. So I think that's kind of necessary. Inserter gaming. Actually, hold on, these, I almost forgot. This is actually, like, how it should be. Yeah. These need to be like that if we're, doing this. That means I can... Whoa. Means I can, so many people pinging me. I do not listen. They call, and I ignore them. Okay, let's put that there. Waiter, more inserters, please. That means I can unlock even more over here. Yeah, more inserters. Maybe I should, like, instead just keep it in line with this, yeah. Okay, we got put it there, take it out there. Now we need... Looking up. Oh, it's beautiful. It's horrible. It's beautiful. Okay, so that, in theory, will be able to hook up to this, like, right there. Mm-hmm. So if I hook up right there. Maybe I should leave room just in case. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I think I'll leave room. I think I want 10 of these as well. Does that tile nicely? Yep, tiles nicely. I'm gonna put these here. They look better there. Less horrible. Have I ever mentioned that the Zachtronics soundtracks are so amazing? Yeah. Okay. This is F-U-N. Emphasis on the F-U. No, these just have garbage in them. I don't know why I'm doing this. It just helps me think better. as per the other ones. Did that. Did that. And I did that. Yeah. That's nice. It's beautiful. Now the other ones are like that. Right. Kind of resolved them left to right. That's fine. That's fine. So that means instead I need to do this. God, can you remember the old days when moving a combinator didn't bring the wires with it, and you had to redo them every time? Alright, so that should be this. I'll just bring it over there. Okay. Bring this up here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, just in case. That. H for horizontal. I need to... So I'll just do this. Should be easy. Thanks to the power of belt dragging. There, that's what we want. Then this one goes like that. Boom. Oh yeah, remember, had to craft wires. I love how I, like, removed that mod for, or removed that, or added that mod for C-Block, and then as it turned out, you needed the wires, and I just, like, skipped some of the difficulty by accident. I didn't mean to. Okay. Never did connect these to those. My favorite Simpsons episode, what was that one? It's been a while, I don't really watch The Simpsons a lot. It was that one where, like, the one competent guy came to work there and was all pissed off that, like, Simpson could just be an idiot, and then he, like, electrocuted himself because he's Homer Simpson. Then he died, rest in peace. Then everyone laughed. Homer's enemy, yes. The competent guy. Rest in peace. I hope it at least looks like it's coming together. Like I said, I'm just... if it's a... that... Does this still give me the ability to use large? Yep, there's enough room to make it work. Yeah, you'd lose some of that. You know what? I've convinced myself. I think I should be able to move these one more down. Yeah. These... one more up. So now we've really got some space. Because, I think, you know, what if I want to put robo-ports in there? WTF is that beacon range. Just don't worry about it, okay? Okay, then we'll do that down. Uh-huh. I got that. And I think I forgot to set this up correctly, because, yeah. It's actually crazy. I have more inserters on these medium ones. I have 10 there, and I got 9 there. I almost have as much because, they have the one extra length away that allows me to put them like this. Looks like the insides of a flash drive. Yeah. Yeah. I can see it. Who gave Dosh the combinators? Hey, chat almost unanimously decided that they wanted to see the sushi abomination taken to a more stupid extreme, so here we are. Yes. Need to remember you need to remember that you use filters and you blacklist. Yes. Whoops. Yep. I also remember when you couldn't undo settings changes. Should be the same, yep. There. I might need to add more outserters, but I'm sure it's fine. Do you like playing more alone or with all of us? I mean, probably alone for stuff like this, but hey, it's not too bad if a bunch of people are hanging around watching me like theory craft this absolutely awful abomination. This is 20, right? Yeah, 20. I'm pretty sure I don't need as many of these. One problem, the way I have this set up, it'll be really annoying to expand in the future, but we'll worry about that when we get there. Maybe I could put things like there, I don't know. Oh boy, 100 knocks, good drunk evening, have some Dosh. Thank you. Yes, the purple inserters are back. They're beautiful. Okay. Okay, so... do this. It's a little janky, but no problemo. They're not real. Get out of here. Horizontal. Neither way works. That's the canon way. Yeah, okay, then that goes around like that. That should be about it. No, we are not doing the small assemblers. I've just decided that if it's built in a small assembler, it is not getting added to the sushi mall. Like, I'm sorry. Like, there's a lot of recipes in here that seemed important, but small assemblers, nah. Of course, it does mean that, like, these logic circuits, you know, but we'll be fine. Yes. They are filter inserters again. Okay, I gotta connect, yes, the output of these needs to be on the same wire. That's fine, and then the red, this is on the same wire, but those are not. Yeah, reset, yeah. How much does it annoy me that these are mirrored, but these are not? I think that annoys me enough that I'm gonna manually do this for every single one. The fun stuff. Yeah, small assemblers. Things like these logic circuits are used in other stuff, but, they just can't be made in large or medium assemblers. I don't know what to say. Hello there. Yeah, blueprint rotations. Back in the old days, we didn't have those, and you had to have separate blueprints for different orientations. Whoa, $2. I don't understand anything about this, but I love it. Well, that's what I'm here for. So, we have a sort of awkward arrangement. That... Yes. The outer one is that. So the outer one goes like that. Yeah, let's do this. This goes like this. Goes like that. That does that. And that one is awkward because it needs to balance. This is not copacetic. Yeah, I think I need to widen it, because, like, looking at this, there's no way anyone is loading this stuff up with, items, but I want to make that short, but, like, we're definitely gonna need loads of items. Okay, so, hold on. Yeah, okay, I think that's good. Right, it used to be 6 lanes, but now it's down to 5 because this is all 1 lane. Okay, that's the confusing part. It's making his opus magnum, I see. Okay, let's just get this out of here. This can go down there. Yes, okay. So, the complexity is that I now have 4 lanes, which is actually, like, kind of good, because, probably alternate. So, actually got... Two, yes, okay, then like that. Then like that. Looks something like that. Yeah, that'll output on there. But this means gotta do something like this. Hopefully this won't be too painful. Like, will this be too ineffective? Because I'm going to need, like, a lot of things that feed into these belts. That's also going to need to, like, mostly balance. It's also awkward because I needed, like, something like that. Let's see here. Just give myself some more room. Yes, these are the only blueprint books I sanction. Okay, something like that, maybe? Unfortunately, that doesn't, put it across 2 lanes. Should do a balancer as the top, then one on the bottom, kind of. I feel like I'll definitely end up using, like, way more than just this, though. I might need more, more space for inputs. Which, again, I don't like doing because it increases the round trip time. Yeah, top balancer. Maybe top balancer handles that stuff, and this one handles, that. Okay, and I might make this lopsided. Let's just, actually, let's instead do this. I might use that later. Belt, not that. Red belt balancer. 6 to 4. Yes. Okay. So I might not make these. Yeah, these aren't sushi at all. I mean, they will be included in the final count, but they're not cyclical. There we go, like that. And then we'll probably bring this all the way around. Make that one shorter. How often is new material being added? Quite often, ideally. I mean, unfortunately, like, something like this, if it has a demand, it ain't seeing that demand for a long time, but, could be worse. This is Dosh New Game Plus. Yeah. Yeah, so this should eat these and put it onto 4. I just want to say I saw the title and you've got this. Thanks. Get this out of here. Go over there. Whatever. Yay. Concrete. So... all this sushi, so few customers. It really do be like that. Another issue, well, this is less of an issue and it's mostly just annoying, is that I need to manually program all of this crap. But it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Maybe I should, like, mirror this just so it's less, obvious. I mean, this is still the way it starts, but... so many people asking, what does it do? And they just don't have the vision. Like, they can't comprehend what this abomination, malmination would do. So, I mean, I guess I'm mostly just, like, concerned over, I mean, let me just put little safety caps on these so I stop visualizing them as belts. Okay, yeah, I'll definitely use parameters for the, like, the actual inserters. I'll definitely have, like, a blueprint where it's, like, parameter. I will also, like, probably make it in, like, these, because, so I'll have something like, let me just... like that. And so these will be near... and those will be far, like, It's not perfect, but it's the best I can do, given the circumstances. Yeah. No, it's not a 6 to 5, because both of these are, like, basically output built, and they go like this. And so the only important thing is that after these has a chance to yoink them off, then they just go in like this. Like, I was kind of looking forward to having 6 belts of throughput, but I'm just going to assume that this is probably enough. I mean, hopefully. Inspires me to complete Space Age. Good luck. Yeah, so we got like that. I want to make those undergrounds, but probably can't spare them right now. God, yeah, this would be quite the contraption with Bob's inserters. Oh yeah, it's fine, I guess. On one side, damn. Need that as well. But it'll be fine. For, like, you know, powering these. Okay. So let's just make this fairly long. Not, like, super long. Let's do it like that. Then, I need to do... Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure that if I need more than, what, like, 20, 40 possible inputs, I might be doing something wrong. You're going through with your super sushi base. Hell yeah. I'm a man of my word. I mean, this is ideally to make physics science back in the time. Unfortunately, I'm trying to remember. Like, yeah, missiles are, like, necessary, so I might just need to, like, bring those in from elsewhere. But, like, yeah. I'm pretty sure that you can only make missiles in... No, you can make them in, medium assemblers. It does mean I'll need, like, weird methanol canisters, but... Yeah, we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. Okay, so this is a semi-important step. Because without this... It's fine, like that. Okay, then do that. Hopefully there's enough room. Oops. Yeah, so... wait a minute, I gotta do it over here, forgot. Like that, And I copy this, flip, like that. And that's important to make sure that they're not only balanced across the belts, but, balanced on either side as well. Actually, I wonder... Actually, no, I kind of need that because I gotta get rid of that. A small mod that will allow small stuff in medium and large assemblers. I mean, maybe if I hate myself. You sound a little depressed. Are you okay? I am fantastic. Don't you worry your head about anything. Okay. So this is all a bunch of bullshit. Let me just do this for visualization purposes. Yes. I've been visualized. Let's do then. Take that off unless we need it. So it's what? 16. Maybe I'll need more than that. Oh man, would that be hilarious? I was gonna say worst case scenario, I bring in stuff by logistics bots. And then just, it hit me of just the hilarity of, like, doing all of this just to avoid logistics bots, and then bringing in Logibots to feed the sushi. Like, that would be so terrible, I might allow it. YouTuber upbeat voice. What's happening, gamers? Today we're gaming harder than anyone has ever gamed before. You would not believe how much gaming one man can withstand. Oh, yes. Green. Green wire in there. You are... Yes. Make sure I attach this right. Okay, yep, in there, and in there. Okay, now I gotta do the same over here. Does that have enough reach? No. How about now? Green wire. Yep. There. Over there. What are you attached to? Stop it. Green wire. There. Red wire. Okay, that's all. Feed. Well, that's bullcrap. I realize these don't have comments, but I'm sure you can just read these. They do the same exact thing. Okay, and there is one thing I need to do, and that is that this shares a reset, and that shares that. Should be fine, but it does mean it needs their own... There's no way that's reaching you. Okay, so the importance of this is that you, green wire, need to go over here and feed back into this green wire. And the reset wire needs to go here, so everything resets because it's shared, and you are there. Okay, that feeds that, and the reset wire, yes, on the red. That puts, yep. How can this be a chef? Well, we'll get the blinking lights. Maybe I'll add indicator lights to these things when this thing is full of garbage. Song. This one is Everything Comes Together Beautifully in Shenzhen.io. What the fuck? How'd you remove those power wires from power poles? You hit control click, or it's shift click. You can also, you know, just do that. Telepoles and not power poles. Is that from your job? This is on... Man, this isn't on set filters. Copy all that. It's so much effort to get these things going. Oh yeah, I need to do... I never hooked these up to the memory cell. It means I'll need to do that. Okay. Was the green wire right? At which point in the designing process are you currently? I am in the... I'm in the base idea works. I'm still missing a main module for it to function, but I can't build that module until I have something to, like, test against. Well, I mean, I kind of can. I probably should, but I need to do this anyway, so... Yeah. Okay. Filters, blacklist, set filters, set filters, set filters, set filters. Now I should be able to copy this. Just do that. Yep. Unfortunately, since those are reversed around, I need to do this. No, not that. That. Then you go here. That. This. Then this is a set filters. Do blacklist. Set filters. Yep. And once again, copy this whole thing. That. That should be minorly more efficient. Have we abandoned sushi? You're right. You're correct, M. You're absolutely unequivocally correct. God, that sucks. It's not that bad. It's just annoying that suddenly this arrangement isn't as nice as it used to be. So now I need to move these power poles. I liked how they were... I liked how the power poles were like this, but now I gotta move them all. Okay, I mean, the good news is we had some spare room. I just don't like it. I don't like the power poles being in front of the long-handed inserters, but I will persevere. Okay, then move these here. Probably copy that. Not as pretty, but it works. Yeah, the grid. It's not as beautiful. It's fine. Barreling in fluids would be horrendously bad for this design. Like, that goes beyond funny and more into, like, would make it completely non-functional. As sad as I am to say. So, right, I gotta go that way. Oh, the things I do. Hey, it's the other Let's Hacking. Wait, no, it's not. I was lied to. It's the small, like, 30-second loop from BBS. Oh well. My heart. So... should probably... well, first off, I should probably reattach this and that. You know, I think I said I was gonna, like, rotate this just for consistency, and you... oh man, this is the fake crack throw intro. from BBS. Oh, yes, now I remember. You went here. And you feed there. Oh, it's coming together very slowly but beautifully. Let's move this down here. Oh, right, got this thing. Whatever, move that down there. Go in there. Red in there. Should be fine, should be fine. That goes in there, that goes in there. Yup, output for this, output of that. Random should have input. I turned this off so it's not doing anything, which is what I want. Okay. Actually, since I'll need these power poles anyway, no sense in not putting them up. These will also need power poles, but shouldn't be too bad. Okay, move this whole thing down. Let's just, let's give it as much space as it can. This is like witnessing the Mona Lisa being painted. I wouldn't go that far. This thing could be way better than I'm building it, but, it's definitely something. I'll give it that. You can go over with the other prototypes. Okay, now, very simple. Actually, don't need underground pipes at all. Just gotta do this. Yeah, and like, again, should I... How annoying is that? Yeah, those longer undergrounds are really nice. Yeah, these are pipe 4s. I should probably not be using those if I intend to, Factorio S. Every time I look at this, it feels dumber and dumber, but, you know, we get there. So... I don't think I need 2 of these. I think that is overkill, so... I just manually, one by one, rip these out. You know what, I'm gonna save. Just... It's been a while. Because, this takes out the... This is specifically... Wait. Huh? Oh. Whoops. Did not realize that those were, forgot that I had them, unlike the medium assemblers, they do not have Yeah, the Stirling engines, they're being made somewhere else, okay? Like, we're not Stirling engineing into this sushi. Like, if I need Stirling engines, I'll make a special assembler just for them and feed them into the sushi. I'm sorry, it's a cop-out, but I am not building my entire thing to handle double fluids when only, like, one thing I've seen even takes it that I would ever want to make. Why am I not doing this? The question that many will ask. It's okay, I usually realize when I'm being dumb. Okay. 3, 4, 5, 6. Easy. The only small disadvantage, they look a little dumb when they're just not a fluid input, but who cares? It's perfect. Okay, so, I will momentarily turn this off just to demonstrate and make sure that I have it correct. So, you are lubricant. Yeah, there we go, okay. Okay, now I have that. And now I will set you back to set recipe, you back to set recipe, and now I have this. As long as I do that every 2, they will be pre-set up to be aligned with the lube pipe. Turn around, and so anytime that it needs lube, we're lubing it. This is such a bizarro situation, yeah. I mean, like, if I spent all this time just setting up a bot mall, I'd probably be pretty far into the game by now, but it's not how the DOS stream rumbles. Oh, right, of course. Do that, good enough. $2. Thoughts on the Treaty of Osnabrück? Well, if it was a treaty, I'm sure it was perfect and beautiful and did everything everyone desired. Should set up an overlay element that just says it's mall. Yep, it is mall. Whoops, this goes on the other side. Yes. Yes! What does this contraption do? This is the horrible, awful, no good, amazing sushi device. I wish I could calculate just how many items this would take, but let me just sanity check. That lights up, that lights up. Wrong. I'm glad I noticed that. You go in there. I was hooked up to the back end, and so that would have been really messed up. That's why you sanity check, people. That's why you do it. Okay. That goes all the way up there. Reset switch. Thing. That. Hold on. This one. Oh. It, got deleted because I had to redo the power poles. Yes. And then you're in there, and there we go. We have killed God and turned him into a sushi mall. Yeah, sounds about right. Sounds about right. Okay. Are you ready for the most fun part of this? If you're ready for the most fun part of this, type I love fun in chat, because we're about to go for it. Here we go. 4, 8, 12, 16. I said vaguely, I don't want to have one combinator per assembler, yep. Yep, and look where that brought us. To be fair, that was before the scope creeped so hard. I love fun! 32. 36. 40. Just sanity check, make sure there's 10. Yay! Okay, we got 40. Alright, here we go. 44. 48. 52. 56. 60. 64. 68. Yep. And, 72. Then 76. Uh-huh. And 80. Yay, we did it! Now we gotta do these! Hooray! 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36, 40, 44, 48, 52, 56, 60, 64, 68, 72, okay, just making sure, 76, and 80. 84, 88, 92, 96, 100, 104, 108, that's 109, 108, 112, 116, that's 126, I can't type, 116, let me just make sure, 112, 116, 120, 124, 128, 132, 136, 140, 144, 148, 152, 156, 160. Yay! That was fun, right? We did it, Reddit. Woohoo! God, I have so many messages. Uh-huh, well, we're getting there. We are getting there. Uh-huh. Missed a spot. Someone tell me, like, I'm sure everyone was paying attention, utmost attention, like, I gotta know if one of these was messed up. Fun, fun, fun. Can we turn it on yet? Not yet. Okay, now it's, gotta freaking sneeze. Where's that global electric grid? I forget. Settings, UI. Instant role player, it's no gridding. extraction. I guess it's not in here. Fill electric buffers. Building animation. Whatever. Oh, I heart fun. When did I last save? Like, sure, whatever. We'll do it now. Okay, so here's the best part. This is when I go over here, and I just copy this whole thing, just in case I mess something up. It's good to have copies. Yep. Okay. Now, we should be able to, in theory... Let's see if it all just works if I turn this back on. Okay, we got all our signals in here. Turn that back on. Boom. I don't see any over here. Something probably got messed up. But, the recipes did populate in here. Okay, let me see. Why do you have... Is there messed up things in there? Oh, wait, that would definitely help. This is very important. No, wrong one. I'm sorry, face, you gotta move. Red in there. Okay, I forgot to set the reset switch. So, yes. It is correctly being pumps here, no pumps there. Anything that's inside of it should get vomited out. I might switch over some inserters, but that's a fairly easy fix. Check 120, 102. That would be up here. Okay. 120, 116, 124, 128, 132. Seems 124 or 140 seems all right for me. You got made you look. Yeah, you got me. You got me. Okay, yeah, so you can see it's populating once again properly. One thing I should do is now I should set this 40, this 38. That's the main thing. This less than 40. Let your garbage out. Okay. Gotta do the same thing. Probably just copy it, but I don't want to risk it. I really thought about, like, making this a generic signal, but, actually, no, that should be 18, because I only have a handful of those. 20, this one is 20. Okay, okay, and also I couldn't fully ascertain why this wasn't getting its data, so I gotta wait for another thing. Dosh is short for Doshua, yes. This is like wizardry to me. Okay, time. Whoops, I wasn't on pause. I have no idea what's going on, but I think you should simplify to do, like, I missed it again. Add pirates. No. Not after what they did. Okay. Now I get to watch. Okay, you. T equals 1. Vomit. Vomit. Out there. I have 5 items. 5 items go over here. And over here. They should be feeding into the memory cell. Okay. They're in the memory cell. T equals 1. Pass in there. 6. Garbage, 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 garbage. I will probably need to do some, cleaning of this, because, this does have the issue, like I said now. Yeah, so that was the problem. It's all messed up. Because, I need even more of these. Not those. Yeah, I'll make a better system for this later. Probably. When I have more will to live. But, yeah, so... That's why I have the emergency reset. Boom. Okay. And that should work. Because it's definitely inefficient. Yep, there we go. Those were all... should have been read out. Why? Should be here. Should be set recipe. Why? Why do you have T in the R zone? Why is T in the R zone? Where the heckins is that coming from? Where is the... Why is there T? How did T get in there? Should be there? I mean... I think I understand. T got in there because it was all messed up. Well, this is the super fun part, debugging. Take a cog mind break, maybe. Yeah, so I gotta just destroy that whole thing. Thing's a mess. Okay. Sure, yes. Okay, getting up there. Do. Pause. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This comes in. Boom. It also sees that we have low amounts, so it vomits stuff in. This takes a random one, takes a random one. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 2. There's garbage. Filling up. Should be close. Okay, that'll shut it off. It will no longer accept things. Actually, wait. I mean, that should be plenty. I mean, it is 20. Okay, I think it already reset. Okay, never mind that. That's why. Okay, so now this should... this should kick off. It's now sending T. T is going in here, as it should. This is the right source of T. 1, 2, 3. Wait a minute, but it's not getting anything from here. Why are you not... Why do you not... Output signal. Oh, I'm stupid. No, that would explain it. I just literally wasn't hooked up to the right one. 5, Alright. Need to rotate all of these. But now, should in theory work. Open TD. TTD opinion. I think if you like trains, it's the game for you. And look at that. Okay, we've managed to get all the way up here with our recipes. Everything seems to be in working order. I dare say it's semi-functional. But there's still a bunch of annoying stuff we gotta do. Will I do an open TTD tutorial? That would require being good at it. I mean, a lot of the Factorio stuff just took directly from it, so it's not like it's that big of a change. Verbose engineer, maybe. Refresh my backup copy. Yeah. Sure. You know what? Okay. So, in actuality, this stuff will probably be, like, over here. And double, actually. I should do something like this. Just so we have even more room. Yes. Mm-hmm. Hope no one gets tired of me making da-da-do's and da-da-dees. It's just what I do. What's my opinion of Doc Jade? I mean, he's fine. Would I do a collab with him? Maybe, if it was interesting enough. I'm glad I caught that. That's a disaster waiting to happen. Yeah. Modded Minecraft, yeah. I mentioned that the only real modded Minecraft experience I have is, like, an ancient version of Thaumcraft. Like, I can't remember the last time I played Minecraft. 2013, maybe? 2014 was the last time I really, like, actually launched it. Opinion of it's on Minesweeper. It's great. Although I hate... Like, the modern versions have the ones where you can't get stuck in the corner for a 50-50. Like, that's fun stuff. Opinion on Vocaloids? I don't really listen to them, but I know a lot of weeaboos do, so, I mean, I'm glad they're happy. We got their Hatsune Mikus. Oh yeah, Factorio on floppy drives. It's like... It's one of those things that... It's impressive that you made a, like, memory partitioning system like that, but we already had, like, something like Star Control 2 came on 4 floppy drives, and what you do is you take that and then you put it on a hard disk. So, it's like... It's a very funny solution, but if I must be pedantic, it's kind of solving a problem. A very funny problem of your own creation, but yeah. Yeah, floppy disks, you know what I mean. Although I do remember, I love some people giving me grief for, like, saying, burn a floppy, and it's just like, yeah, you know, you are right, you write to a floppy, you don't burn a floppy, but it's one of those things, like, it's been, like, so long since anyone actually legitimately uses floppy disks that even though I have used floppy disks in my life, you just forget that that's the proper term, because, like, floppy disks get replaced with CDs, then burn, but just becomes in your brain when you put something onto a external media, so, you know. If your drive is floppy, go see a disk doctor. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, don't you find some builds pornographic? I mean, how does this make you feel? Do you feel things for this? I do. Even if it's like... I kind of have a feeling that this is just gonna be, like, kind of garbo crap, but I love it. It's amazing. You occasionally have to use floppy disks for work. Amazing. Still have a disk doctor. Man, like... My dad used to have a big thing of floppy disks that he had from his work. And it was great. I just load those things up just to look at them, even though they're almost all boring. Some of them were like funny office games. Mm-hmm. Okay, so... I guess one thing I can do pretty easily is, yes, okay, so we got that. Okay, so that will be my demand. Yeah, so one thing I can do is I take this, just do this plus 0, just to isolate it. Doesn't need to be... Yeah, no, it needs to be... Items that use a foundry will be made outside of the sushi belt. It's the best way to do it, I think. Remember the whole, like, Star Wars movie in ASCII that someone put on the BBS? Those were the days. Yep, naughty items made in small assemblers get made outside the sushi, because this is going to be horrendous scaling up as is. I don't need even more headaches. No, not crickets. Good night. Yeah, I'm probably going to be winding down here as well. Like, as much as I would have dreamed to finish this thing on stream, it's a lot of work. How often will this void fluids? That's a good question. I guess anytime it needs them, it'll cycle. It'll void a little bit. Hey, maybe that's worth worrying about. What music is playing? This is from Infinifactory. Again, Industrial Zone specifically. We'll get him next time, Chief. I'm getting distracted. Okay. Output. We'll just do that to isolate it. Then we get this bad boy, and this will take our input, multiply it by -1, output, and this, my friends, eats everything on the belts. Actually, I may want to put it up here instead. So never mind. Can it still hook up to... where's my thing? Yeah. Wrong one. Actually... Yep. Okay, now this... Fine. Just wondering if I could do it a little bit more aesthetically so I wouldn't have this piece, but only an idiot would worry about that. Anyway, hold all belts. What is this one? What's wrong with this one? I mean, I guess that is the, is there a wrong way underground? Yep, wrong way underground. False alarm. No need to panic. Do I have read all belts? Yes, I do. I forget. Can you, like... No, just making sure. So, I believe there is an element of lossiness whenever you do stuff like this, but it's just necessary. God, no need to panic yet. Indeed. So this looks really dumb, but I just every little bit that can be read is important. I gotta do that, and that. Over here, whatever, feed in there. Actually, there. Okay, it's hideous, and like I said, it is a little lossy, unfortunately, thanks to the splitters, but there's just no way to avoid it. What the hell did you join in on? This. Behold. I think I've decided to call this the Master Chef. That's better. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Oh yeah. Sure. For a second, I thought I could flip that. Actually, wait, no, hold on. I think this will be better. Yeah. Difference in color is important. Yeah. Fine. You'll get a pipe, Mark 1. Okay. This is probably a conveyor shovel from BBS. So... Hemming and hawing. I love, you can see the recipes change. Definitely looks a little funny from the map. Test drive. Master Chef. Yeah. You read some belts twice. Shouldn't. Only got this, and these are all separate. Should probably, you did accidentally point me that I'd never hooked those up, so. Yes, I should. Those are all separate. The sous chef. Yeah. No, those are fine. Yeah, those are right. Test. The problem is that testing it requires feeding it with ungodly amounts of garbage. Oh, so this one is probably, never mind. Let's do times 10 just for fun. Yeah, look at that. Feed me 200 filters. 140 heat pipes. Oh man, I forgot about the heat pipes. I am considering making the heat pipes outside of the chef, because there is this better recipe for it, and that will kind of screw things up, so I might take those out, as much of a cop-out as it feels. The undergrounds and the 4x4 aren't wired. You're right, this might be problematic. I mean, these are wired just fine, because that's wired all the way from over here. Because yeah, that's inherited from that. But these, now that you mention it, gotta do this. Okay. Nice noise. Yeah, so... you do that. I lived. Yeah, so that'll help a little bit. This looks like a nightmare. Keep it up. Thank you. Curse you. Get my wizards on your ass. Counter spell. Okay, well, we got this stuff. So the problem is that to go from here to test it requires a ton of really boring manually setting things up. I mean, I guess I could do that. Okay, but well, yes. This wire, so look at that. Okay, well, let's get the pylons out here. Pylon. Do that. In there. Okay, so that'll... you know what? Let's see, let's put a singular item on here. It's a funny item. You know what? Robots. We'll put a singular robot on the belt. Should read one robot. Okay. Let me just, hold on. Let me just see how lossy it is in here. Yep. Just a little lossy. Wait. Where'd it go? Am I blind? Oh. It's right there. Okay, output priority filter. Can you not copy? Hold on. It used to be, I think you need to, like, literally... that filter. Like, can you copy the no item, or is that no longer a thing? Like, no item used to be, like, a thing you could add, but... yeah, whatever. I will... oh, no, there it is. Yeah, it has the filter, so... no item. None shall pass. Let's put it over there. So that was part of the issue. Definitely don't want that. It'll get full bulk rep. Yeah, I used to use a deconstruction planner, but now it has a dedicated, you know, signal, and even if you can't select it, it makes me feel special. Okay, okay. Robot. Be free. Let's see. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. There he goes. There he goes. And yeah, I think if you have it on other sides of the splitters, it should continually work. Yep, not vanishing from the network. And yep, you still got him. You are, got my amazing list here. Alright, I gotta... these will control the inserters, but I will deal with that later. This is purely to go over here. Make sure I got that. Yeah, so I have the one bot. Is this a mall-type sushi maker? Yes, this is a piece of crap. Like, honestly, I would not be shocked if I turn this thing on and it just, like, absolutely sucks and isn't even that much better than my other design. But... we're doing it. gonna make it work. Mark my words. Okay. I'm gonna have so much garbage. Why choose sampling recipes at set amount equals priority filter out of satisfied demand, select by input, low tier stuff is high priority. I mean, yeah, but you realize that I thought about that, and then I realized that making a freaking a smart priority list for every single one of these made me want to... Yeah. This Dosh Nathan explosion. I don't know. I definitely wish. I don't know, maybe it was, like, brutal. Alright. Fending off nature. Yeah, but anyway, so I have these, Do you folks like coffee? Real coffee from the hills of Colombia. I forget how exactly he says that. I feel like I should remember multiple Nathan Explosion quotes, but I'm just... Foolproof for quality items? Hell no. There's no quality. Hamburger time. Please use the term hamburger time when speaking with us. Nothing! Most brutal gift of all. Yes, I'm kind of reaching the end of my brain power, because you need to understand that I've been doing this, like, I've been streaming for 4 hours, but I've been doing this for, like, 6.5. So, I think I'm kind of, my brain is breaking, but, anyway, the final part of the module will be something that reads the, this stuff, and I will need to manually program each of these for the desired outputs. But again, the one thing I am missing, the one module I am missing that I'll need to make, is something that reads the output of the belts, and it will see, hey, I have, like, over 5 or, like, over 50 of this item, because, as it stands, if I, like, you know, let's say this gets through and it sends in a request for, like, you know, an air filter, it'll put an air filter into a recipe, and I don't want to do that if I already have, like, 50 air filters on the belts. So, by having something that reads the belts and then can intercept, and just be like, oh, belts has this much intercept of the signal, it shouldn't be that hard, in actuality. It would probably just be a version of what I've already done here. This, put that back. It would be a version of what I've already done here, just, if over, like, such and so, make sure it just doesn't appear. But yeah, like you said, brand glucose tanks exhausted. But hey, I'm glad I was at least able to get it to a workable point where I could spend some of those boring parts explaining it to you. Look at that belt. I'm not too late. Thanks for streaming. You're welcome. I'm, basically about wrapping it up. Because, like I said, I will hopefully have it done by tomorrow. That's the dream. So, like, there's a bit left. I might tinker on it a bit more tonight and in the morning. But yeah, basically that's what I'm gonna do, is subtract the belt contents. I mean, it can't just be that simple, because I do need to be careful. Because I do use negative numbers for filtering out, things that go into that. So I do need to sanitize it a little bit more. But, yeah, it will be a smoothie pipe. That is another module I'll need to add. I might be lazy and add it in later. But, you know, it just seems to me that there's a handful of, items that require, like, fluids in here for some reason. Not these. I'm not building those. Like in the process. Yeah. It's gonna be great. Anyway, you know, sorry for not streaming yesterday. I was still thinking about this. This was when I was, yesterday when I was going through, like, the other designs that I decided were, like, way too complicated for what I want to accomplish, but also simultaneously, like, really annoying to make. But, yeah. Anyway, I suppose I will stream tomorrow to make up for it. And, you know, a horrible streamer, didn't even reach 4 hours. But, you know, thanks for stopping by. Okay, goodbye. See you tomorrow. I was 30 minutes late this time, actually, so, I'll do it at the usual time.